Success doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who work. Too many people sit around wishing, hoping, and dreaming about success, but they never get up and move. They wait for the right time, the right chance, the right motivation, the right support. But life doesn't reward waiting. Life rewards movement. You can sit there and wish for change all you want, but until you act, nothing will happen. You can't expect results from effort you haven't made. You can't expect harvest from seeds you never planted. Success requires action, consistency, and the courage to start even when you don't feel ready. The truth is, there will never be a perfect time. There will always be something in your way. Fear, doubt, lack of resources, lack of support, lack of clarity. But successful people don't wait for those things to disappear. They move despite them. They work through the confusion, through the fear, through the uncertainty. Because they know that success is built, not found. It's created through effort, not discovered by luck. Those who wait are dreaming about what could be, while those who work are building what will be. Every step, every failure, every small effort adds up to something greater than you can see in the moment. Waiting is a trap disguised as patience. Patience means staying calm while you work, but waiting means doing nothing and expecting something. That's the mistake most people make. They confuse patience with passivity. They think they're being smart by waiting for the right time, but all they're really doing is delaying their own progress. Success doesn't show up at your door. You have to go out and chase it down. You have to fight for it, grind for it, bleed for it. You have to get comfortable with discomfort, because work is where growth happens. Work is where strength is built. Work is where your character is tested. The difference between the people who make it and the people who don't isn't intelligence, talent, or opportunity. It's work ethic. It's persistence. It's the willingness to do what others won't. While most people are sleeping, the successful are planning. While others are complaining, they're creating. While others are making excuses, they're making progress. They know that every day is a chance to get better. Every hour is a chance to move forward. And every moment wasted is a step backward. Success doesn't care how long you've been waiting. It only responds to effort. You can't build a strong life on weak habits. You can't talk your way into success. You have to work your way into it. Every successful person you admire once stood exactly where you are now. Uncertain, afraid, unprepared. But they moved anyway. They didn't let fear stop them. They didn't let waiting become their lifestyle. They took the first step, and that first step led to another. That's how momentum works. You don't get inspired and then move. You move and then become inspired. Action creates energy, and energy sustains movement. The longer you wait, the weaker your momentum becomes. Think about how many dreams have died because of waiting. How many goals were buried under the excuse of someday? How many people had the potential to do something great, but spent their whole lives waiting for the right conditions? The right conditions will never exist. The stars will never align perfectly. You have to create your own alignment by taking the first step. Every expert was once a beginner who stopped waiting and started doing. Every master once stumbled. Every leader once failed. But they understood something powerful. You can fix mistakes, but you can't fix inactivity. You can adjust your path, but you can't adjust what you never started. You have to develop a mindset that refuses to wait. The moment you feel that hesitation, that voice telling you to put it off, that's your cue to move. That's your reminder that success doesn't wait for you. Opportunities don't wait for you. Life doesn't pause until you feel ready. Time moves on, with or without you. Every second you spend waiting is a second you lose forever. You can't rewind life. You can't replay moments. All you can do is make the most of the time you have right now. When you decide to work, truly work, everything changes. You stop blaming, you stop making excuses, and you start building. You stop depending on luck and start depending on discipline. Work builds confidence because effort creates results. The more you do, the more you believe in yourself. Success becomes a byproduct of your consistency. People who work don't need to talk about their plans. Their results do the talking. You can tell who's working by what they're becoming. You can see the difference between a dreamer and a doer. Dreamers talk about what they'll do. Doers are already doing it. Waiting is a form of fear. It's fear disguised as logic. You tell yourself, I'm not ready yet. It's not the right time. I'll start when I have more. But what if that more never comes? What if life never gives you that perfect moment? What if you wake up one day and realize that you waited too long? There are people with less talent, fewer resources, and harder circumstances who are outworking you. They're moving because they know success doesn't ask who deserves it. It goes to who pursues it. When you work, even when you're uncertain, you start building momentum. You start learning. You make mistakes, yes, but you also grow. You discover your strength, your discipline, your potential. Waiting robs you of those lessons. It keeps you stagnant, safe, and stuck. It keeps you imagining what life could be instead of experiencing what life can be. You can't learn by waiting. You learn by doing. You learn by failing. You learn by getting up again and again until you figure it out. The people who succeed in this world aren't the smartest. They're the most relentless. They show up on the days they don't feel like it. They push through boredom, fatigue, and rejection. They understand that success is built in the moments no one sees. It's built in early mornings, late nights, quiet hours of work while the rest of the world sleeps. It's built in discipline, repetition, and commitment. They don't wait for motivation. They create it through movement. They know that action produces clarity, and clarity produces results. You have to be willing to outwork everyone in the room. You have to be willing to do the unglamorous things, the things nobody wants to do, the things that take time, patience, and resilience. You have to be willing to go through the grind without complaining. Because while others are quitting, you're building strength. While others are resting, you're creating opportunity. The road to success isn't crowded because most people give up too soon. Most people wait for results before they commit. But the successful commit before they see results. That's faith. That's focus. That's what separates the winners from the watchers. Every small action counts. Every bit of effort compounds. You may not see the progress right away, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. Seeds take time to grow. Muscles take time to build. Success takes time to unfold. The key is to keep working, even when you don't see the outcome. Because while you're working, something inside you is changing. You're becoming tougher, smarter, sharper, stronger. Waiting changes nothing. Working changes everything. There's a fire inside you that will never ignite if you keep sitting still. Work is the spark. Work is the fuel. Work is what turns potential into power. Don't waste your energy wishing. Don't waste your days dreaming. Don't waste your life waiting. Start where you are, with what you have, and build from there. Because the truth is, nobody's going to hand it to you. Nobody's going to do it for you. You've got to want it bad enough to go get it. You've got to stop waiting for the world to give you permission and start giving yourself direction. The moment you stop waiting and start working, your life begins to change forever. Your future won't change until your habits do. Everyone wants a better life, a better future, a better version of themselves. But very few are willing to change the patterns that keep them the same. We talk about goals. We talk about dreams. We talk about success. But none of it means anything if our habits don't match our words. You can wish for change all you want, but if your daily actions remain the same, your life will too. The truth is, you don't get what you want. You get what you work for. You don't rise to the level of your dreams, you fall to the level of your habits. The future isn't something that happens overnight. It's something you're creating every single day, whether you realize it or not. Every choice you make, every decision you take, every habit you repeat, it all adds up. Your future isn't waiting somewhere in the distance. It's being built by what you're doing right now. If you wake up every day doing the same things you've always done, you'll end up with the same life you've always had. You can't expect growth if you refuse to change. You can't expect progress if you're still attached to the same old routines that got you stuck in the first place. The people who transform their lives are not the ones who make the biggest changes overnight. They're the ones who make small changes consistently. Because small changes compound. Small habits build momentum. One new discipline today can rewrite your entire future. But most people never realize that their habits are writing their story long before their success ever shows up. You can't see it right away, but the invisible work you're doing, the training, the learning, the pushing, it's shaping who you'll become. If you want your life to change, start by looking at what you do every day. What do you feed your mind? How do you spend your time? Who do you surround yourself with? What do you do when nobody's watching? Because those are the things that decide your direction. Your habits are the steering wheel of your life. You can dream about success all day long, but if your habits are steering you the wrong way, you'll never arrive. The reason most people don't get what they want isn't because they lack talent. It's because their habits don't align with their goals. They say they want success, but they sleep in. They say they want health, but they eat without discipline. They say they want peace, but they entertain chaos. What you say means nothing compared to what you do. You have to train yourself to do what's necessary, not what's easy. Because easy habits create a hard life, and hard habits create an easy one. When you force yourself to get up early, to put in the work, to study, to stay focused, to stay disciplined, you're not punishing yourself, you're preparing yourself. You're teaching your mind that you're in control, not your emotions, not your comfort, not your laziness. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you take your power back. Every time you choose focus over comfort, you move closer to the life you want. Habits are powerful because they work in silence. You don't always see their effects immediately, but they're always working, either for you or against you. The small choices you make every day are either building your future or breaking it. And the dangerous part is that bad habits don't destroy you instantly. They do it slowly. They erode your potential one day at a time. You skip one workout, you break one promise. You put off one task, and you tell yourself it doesn't matter. But it does. Because those little moments compound too. Every time you let yourself slide, you make it easier to do it again. If you're serious about changing your future, you've got to get serious about your habits. Stop saying, someday. Start now. Start small, but start strong. Decide that you'll show up no matter how you feel. Make your goals a non-negotiable part of your daily routine. The mind learns through repetition. What you do repeatedly becomes what you believe is normal. If your normal habits are rooted in discipline, growth, and consistency, success will follow you. If your normal is procrastination, comfort, and excuses, failure will too. It's not luck that separates the successful from the average. It's consistency. You can't just get motivated once in a while and expect results. Motivation fades, emotion fades, but habits stay. That's why building systems is more important than chasing inspiration. You can't depend on feeling good to take action. You have to take action even when you don't feel good. The people who make it to the top aren't always more talented, but they're more disciplined. They've learned how to keep moving when others stop. The truth is, change is hard. Breaking old habits feels uncomfortable because your brain loves patterns. It loves what's familiar, even if it's hurting you. That's why you have to fight through the resistance. Every time you break a bad habit, you're rewiring your brain for greatness. You're proving to yourself that you have control. You're building a new identity, one based on commitment, not convenience. When you start to change your habits, you start to change the way you see yourself. You begin to believe that you are capable, that you are strong, that you can handle more than you thought you could. You have to be patient with the process. Transformation doesn't happen overnight. You'll fail, you'll stumble, you'll slip back into old patterns sometimes. But the key is to keep coming back. Every time you recommit, you reinforce your new identity. The more consistent you become, the more momentum you build. One day, what once felt hard will feel natural. The discipline that once drained you will start to drive you. That's when you know your habits have changed. When doing the right thing feels easier, and then doing the wrong one. Think about where your life will be 1 year from now if you keep doing what you're doing today. Will you be closer to your goals, or will you be stuck in the same cycle? The answer depends entirely on your habits. You can't escape the math of effort. You can't cheat consistency. The future doesn't reward what you hope for. It rewards what you repeat. Every choice today is a vote for the person you'll become tomorrow. And the more votes you cast in favor of your growth, the stronger that future becomes. You can't keep wishing for success while keeping the habits of failure. You can't expect a new chapter if you're still rereading the last one. Every morning you wake up is a new opportunity to write a different story. But that story won't change unless your routines do. The smallest adjustments can have the biggest impact. Waking up an hour earlier, reading 10 pages a day, practicing gratitude, exercising discipline in one area of your life. It spreads into others. Habits are contagious. They influence your entire being. When you look at people who've changed their lives, it's not luck or fate. It's structure. They built systems that worked, even when they didn't feel like working. They stopped negotiating with their excuses. They learned that if they could master their habits, they could master their future. Because success isn't a single act, it's a series of small, consistent actions repeated over time. That's the difference between wishing for a future and working for it. You have to decide what kind of person you want to become and then prove it through your actions. You can't think your way into a new life. You have to act your way into it. Every day is a chance to show yourself that you're serious about your goals. Your future depends on what you do when it's not easy, when no one's watching, when quitting feels tempting. That's when new habits are forged. That's when transformation begins. Don't wait for life to change on its own. It won't. Change doesn't come from hope. It comes from habit. If you want to be successful, act like it every day. If you want to be strong, train for it every day. If you want to be free, discipline yourself every day. Your habits are the blueprint of your destiny. They are either preparing you for greatness or protecting your mediocrity. The choice is yours, and it starts with what you do right now. Stop looking for the light. Become it. Too many people spend their lives searching for inspiration, waiting for someone to guide them, to lift them, to show them the way. They look for hope in other people, in circumstances, in opportunities. But what they don't realize is that the light they're searching for has been inside them the whole time. You don't need to wait for someone to bring you light. You were born with it. You just have to uncover it, protect it, and let it shine through your actions, your mindset, and your choices. The problem is that most people keep looking outward when the power is inward. The world will not always hand you hope. It will not always give you encouragement or comfort. There will be moments when everything around you feels dark, when you don't know what to do next, when you feel like you've lost your way. In those moments, you have to become the light you're searching for. You have to learn how to ignite your own fire, even when the world feels cold. Because if you depend on others to fuel you, your light will flicker every time they leave. You can't build your strength on someone else's energy. You have to build it from within. Becoming the light means taking responsibility for your own mindset. It means deciding that no matter what happens, you'll find a reason to keep moving forward. It means refusing to let your circumstances define your energy. You can be in the darkest place and still find something to be grateful for. You can be in pain and still choose peace. You can be surrounded by negativity and still choose to be kind. That's what it means to become the light. To be a source of strength when others can't find theirs. To hold faith when everything seems uncertain. To stand tall when life tries to break you down. People who shine from within don't do it because life is easy. They do it because they've learned that darkness is part of the process. They've faced pain. They've faced rejection. They've faced disappointment. But they didn't let those things destroy them. They used them as fuel. They realized that light shines brightest in the dark, and the deeper the darkness, the more powerful the light becomes. You don't discover your strength when everything is going right. You discover it when everything falls apart, and you still choose to keep going. You can't become light if you keep running from your shadows. You have to face what's broken inside you. You have to face the pain, the mistakes, the regrets. Because that's where the real transformation happens. Your light grows stronger every time you heal a part of yourself. Every time you forgive. Every time you rise from something that tried to destroy you. The light isn't about pretending to be perfect. It's about being real, being resilient, being willing to turn your wounds into wisdom. There's something powerful that happens when you stop looking for external validation and start building internal peace. You stop chasing approval. You stop depending on people to make you feel seen. You stop begging the world to notice your worth. Instead, you start living from a place of quiet confidence. You start realizing that you don't need to be seen to have value. You don't need to be praised to have purpose. You don't need to be loved by everyone to know you matter. You become light the moment you decide that your peace is not negotiable. The world can be heavy, cruel, and unfair, but you don't have to let it change who you are. You can still be kind in a world that tests your patience. You can still be gentle in a world that celebrates aggression. You can still have faith when everything looks hopeless. That's real power. The strongest people are not the loudest. They're the ones who stay calm in chaos, who stay hopeful in hardship, who stay kind even when they've been hurt. That's how you become light, by being what the world is missing. Stop waiting for someone to inspire you. Stop waiting for motivation to strike. Stop waiting for a miracle. You are the miracle. You are the source. You are the one who decides how bright your life will be. You can either dim your light to match the darkness around you, or you can turn it up and become the reason others believe again. Every single person has the ability to influence someone else's life, and it starts by mastering your own energy. When you walk into a room, you can either absorb the energy or set it. You can either reflect fear or radiate faith. You can either spread negativity or shine with purpose. Your presence has power. People can feel your energy before you speak a word. That's why protecting your peace is so important. Because your energy is your light. You can't be light for others if you keep letting negativity drain you. You can't inspire anyone if you're constantly consumed by bitterness. You have to feed your soul with positivity, with learning, with discipline, with gratitude. You become the light by living intentionally, by waking up every day and choosing growth over comfort, by refusing to give up when things get tough, by staying focused when distractions come your way. The light inside you gets stronger every time you overcome something you thought would break you. Every time you choose self, control over reaction. Every time you choose faith over fear. Those small victories may not be visible to the world, but they're building your inner fire. Don't underestimate the impact of your light. You never know who's watching you, who's being inspired by your resilience, who's gaining hope just by seeing you push forward. Sometimes your strength gives others permission to believe in themselves again. That's the beauty of becoming light. It doesn't just change you, it changes everything around you. The moment you decide to rise, the moment you decide to shine, you start shifting the atmosphere around you. But you can't shine while carrying bitterness. You can't shine while holding on to hate. You can't shine while replaying every painful moment in your mind. You have to let go. Let go of what hurt you. Let go of who left you. Let go of the past that's keeping you dim. Every time you release something heavy, your light grows brighter. Forgiveness isn't weakness. It's freedom. It's how you make space for your light to expand. You have to believe in your ability to rise. Even when it feels like the world is against you. You have to believe that your pain has purpose, that your struggles have meaning, that your story matters. The light doesn't come from avoiding the storm. It comes from learning how to shine through it. You may not see it now, but every challenge is shaping your character. Every setback is refining your soul. One day, you'll realize that the darkness wasn't there to destroy you. It was there to help you discover how powerful your light truly is. The light you're looking for isn't somewhere out there. It's within you, waiting for you to stop doubting yourself, waiting for you to stop giving your power away, waiting for you to step up and take ownership of your own life. You have to make a choice, either live as a reflection of your circumstances or live as the creator of your light. The choice you make today will determine how bright your future becomes. You were not born to blend in with the darkness. You were born to rise above it. Every time life tries to dim you, remember that it can't touch what's inside you unless you let it. You are stronger than your fear, greater than your pain, and brighter than your circumstances. The light you're searching for is already yours. You just have to believe it enough to let it shine. You can't change your future until you change your focus. Most people spend their entire lives dreaming of a better tomorrow, but they never stop to look at what they're focusing on today. They talk about success. They visualize the life they want, but their focus stays trapped in distraction, fear, and comfort. The truth is, your life moves in the direction of your dominant focus. Whatever you give your attention to will grow, whether it's your problems or your potential. If you keep feeding distractions, they'll consume you. If you start feeding discipline, it will transform you. You cannot expect a new life while living with the same focus that built your old one. Every success story begins with a shift in focus. There comes a moment when you stop blaming, stop doubting, stop comparing, and finally turn your eyes inward. You realize that nothing changes until you change the way you see things. You stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what can I learn from this? You stop focusing on what's missing and start focusing on what you can build with what you have. That's the moment your transformation begins. Not when your circumstances change, but when your perspective does. Focus is not just about looking at something. It's about filtering everything else out. It's about saying no to what doesn't serve you. It's about training your mind to stay locked on what truly matters. Most people never reach their goals because they spend their energy on everything except the thing that moves them forward. They let their attention scatter across gossip, comparison, and doubt. They let notifications steal their time and negativity steal their clarity. They want success, but their focus is everywhere except on their growth. The power of focus is not in intensity for a moment, but in consistency over time. You have to learn how to protect your focus like it's sacred, because it is. Your focus determines your results. What you repeatedly give your mind to becomes your reality. If you focus on problems, you'll find more of them.